Hi, I'm Logan Lawrence, a student of the Humanities 245 class with Professor McClendon. My research project was on gender roles and pregnancy in the workforce. So, just a history of gender roles. Women were always believed to be housewives and did as their husband told them to, or raise the children around the household. But this really dramatically changed in 1848 with the women's suffrage movement starting. This was started by Elizabeth Cady Stanton. Then Elizabeth Cady Stanton put together the Women's Rights Convention at Seneca Falls, and later the Women's Rights Party was started by Alice Paul. Just some ways women are stereotyped today, because stereotyping occurs all the time where women are at the disadvantage and always judged. So it started in advertising, where women were always used in sexual advertising, coining the term sex sells, because it was believed by companies that more consumers would purchase if something caught their attention, such as women in advertising. Women would be beautified was the term, and they would have a bunch of makeup and curves that were edited and photoshopped. Women in society today believe that they're out of the norm because they want to have these attributes that the women have in advertising. The salespeople believe that they should not change because they were appealing to the audience and increasing their sales. Just some gender segregation. Women in the workforce are looked down upon because men are considered more dominant in the workplace. There's a bunch of positions and work that women don't have the equal opportunity to work, such as construction workers or engineers, because men are expected to do this dominant work. The job equality, men are offered more jobs than women just because of their gender identity. Unequal opportunity provides unbiased results because the women don't have the equal opportunity to prove themselves. The stereotypes with certain jobs make people believe that women do not have the capabilities to perform certain tasks. Lastly, pregnancy in the workforce. Women have the disadvantage because they have the 9-month pregnancy period, and then afterwards often want to spend time with their newborn child. So laws have been enforced by the government, such as the Pregnancy Discrimination Act, saying women cannot be held against for being pregnant, so they cannot lose their job and they cannot be laid off due to pregnancy. So they must find easier work tasks for them to perform. Also, women are granted attendance policies where they're allowed to miss at the minimum of 6 weeks after they have a newborn child, which is also known as maternity leave. And that's it for my presentation. But to conclude, women are always looked down upon, and it's continuing to grow. So women have earned rights such as voting rights and individual job opportunities, but they're still working to get CEO positions and more higher up leadership positions in the workforce.
I have one question, please.
Yes, sir.
Why was it believed women should be housewives?
It was believed women should be housewives because men were the tougher, more competitive people, and that they were stronger, and women were expected to just follow their views, and where the women were supposed to take care of the children while the men went and got the food and were providing for the family.
I have a question. When did women start changing their appearances?
Well, women worked starting in 1848 for their rights, but it really changed in the 1900s, first with voting rights in 1919, and then you had women known as flappers start changing their appearances and giving themselves more individual rights, such as wearing skirts in the 1920s.